Real 2K Insider here, reviewing the NBA on February 9th, 2024, using my roster, Real 2K Rosters, the modern era. Support the roster and get access to my roster spreadsheet by donating $20 via PayPal to the Real 2K Insider at gmail.com. There are 6 games on the docket, so let's get underway. The Atlanta Hawks beat the Philadelphia 76ers 127 to 121. Hawks moved to 23 and 29 on the season, 10th in the Eastern Conference. They are 5 and 2 in their last 7 games. Trae Young, 37 points, 12 assists for him, 10 of 21 from the field, 5 of 12 from 3, 12 of 16 from the free throw line. His last 7 games coming into this one, he was averaging 28 points per game, 11 assists, shooting 48% from the field, 48% from the three-point line, and 90% from the free throw line. So he's over his early season slump. I've mostly restored his ratings to what they were last year. DeJounte Murray was a DNP in this game, so Bogdan Bogdanovic got the start, but Trae was helped out by Onyeka Okongwu starting for Clint Capella. Okongwu had 21 points and 8 rebounds in this one, and they were able to dispatch the 76ers, who fall to 30 and 21 on the year, 5th in the Eastern Conference. However, they are only 1 and 8 in their last 9 games, really struggling with Joel Embiid out due to injury. Buddy Hield made his debut with the 76ers, had 20 points, 6 assists, but only shot 8 of 21 from the field. Did not take a free throw attempt either. Cam Payne also made his season debut, or debut with the 76ers, I should say. Started for Tyrese Maxey, who missed this game due to illness. Payne had 20 points and 6 assists, and he's a much better offensive player than Patrick Beverley. Although Payne, being a much worse defensive player than Patrick Beverley, also probably played into Trae's big night. Kelly Oubre added 28 points and 12 rebounds. Both of those were season highs, and Tobias Harris chipped in a standard 21.6 rebounds and 7 assists for him in this one. Going over to the Toronto Raptors, they beat the Houston Rockets 107 to 104. Raptors, a matchup of both the 12th place teams in each conference. The Raptors moved to 19 and 33 on the season. Emmanuel Quickley had 25 points. He's really coming into his own as the starting point guard. They did trade out Dennis Schroeder. RJ Barrett had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. 7 assists were a season high, so the absence of Schroeder is probably going to have a reverberating effect on the rest of the team. Guys like Quickley, Barrett, and Scotty Barnes are probably all going to average more assists as they pick up the playmaking slack. With the backup point guard now on another team. Jakob Poeltl, he's been really good since coming back from injury. Had 16 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 6 blocks, a season high. Really filling up the stat sheet in this one. Scotty Barnes, he had a really solid all-around game, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. He was the point guard with the second unit with Schroeder gone, so again, expect his assists to be up. The new guys on the team, Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji, they were DNPs. They're not with the team yet, hopefully in the next one. And then let's slide on over to the Houston Rockets. They dropped to 23 and 28. Dylan Brooks had 20 points on 4 or 5 on threes. Cam Whitmore added 17 points in 17 minutes off the bench. Fred VanVleet did not get to have a revenge game against his former team. He was a DNP due to an abductor issue, I believe. So Amon Thompson got a second consecutive start. He had 8 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, but also 6 turnovers. So he's a kind of a young Russell Westbrook. So that was definitely the full Russell Westbrook experience. Jalen Green has just been awful this year. 7 points. 3 of 11 from the field, minus 23 on the court, negative 43 net rating. And then Alperen Şengün, as I mentioned before, Jakob Poeltl, he had a really big night. Şengün definitely played a part in that. He had only 7 points in 21 minutes. It was a minus 21, negative 39 net, so he did not play. the entire fourth quarter. Him and Jalen Green both didn't play the entire fourth quarter. Ime Udoka opting to go with Jeff Green and dusted off Reggie Bullock, who barely is in the rotation, but yet he didn't even play this game until the fourth quarter. So those guys are going to have to defend if they are going to continue to get minutes, and especially with Jalen Green's shot selection, I think they're starting to, the line is being drawn in the sand. Let's go on over to the Boston Celtics, who beat the Washington Wizards 133 to 129. The Kristaps Porzingis did get to play his revenge game against the Washington Wizards, who he played for last year. Had 34 points, 11 rebounds, 9 of 18 from the field, 14 of 14 from the free throw line. Reasons why he had such a big line in just a moment. But Jason Tatum, he also added 35 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Drew Holiday had 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Jaylen Brown had 18 points. The Wizards don't play very much defense. Xavier Tillman, for what it's worth, he could have played if he was healthy, but he's currently not healthy. He's missed his last 5 games due to knee injury and doesn't really have a timetable to return yet. So they're just hoping he'll be ready for the playoffs. And then going over to the Washington Wizards. Boston Celtics, by the way, move up to 40-12 on the season. They are the NBA's first 40-win team, and they are first in the Eastern Conference. Wizards, on the opposite end of the spectrum, dropped to 9-42 on the season, and which is 14th in the Eastern Conference, only ahead of the Detroit Pistons. Marvin Bagley out with injury, and they just traded Daniel Gafford. Richaun Holmes was not yet available. So they don't have a backup center, so they started Bilal Coulibaly there. I don't know who the starting center was, be it Kuzma or Abdia or Coulibaly, but clearly they did not have anybody who could match up with Kristaps Porzingis, so they just had to try to outscore the Boston Celtics, which they almost did by dropping 129 points against them. Coulibaly had 21 points and 8 rebounds in his start. Kyle Kuzma had 17 points and 5 assists. Denny Avdia had 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 of 10 from the field. He's having a career season. Jordan Poole chipped in 19 points and 5 assists. Didn't kill them efficiency-wise, which is all you can really ask for. Tyus Jones, 17 points, 9 assists. So just really overall solid offensive game. Corey Kispert also added 24 points in 24 minutes off the bench. Moving on over to the Milwaukee Bucks, who beat the Charlotte Hornets 120-84. Milwaukee moves up to 34-19 on the season, third in the Eastern Conference. They're now 2-5 with Doc Rivers, so Charlotte definitely giving them Doc a little bit of a gimme. Dame Lillard had 26 points and 8 assists. Malik Beasley, 21 points. Giannis, 15 points, 14 rebounds. Chris Middleton, DNP, dealing with an ankle injury. And then no real notes with that one. Going over to the Hornets, 10-41. They are 13th in the Eastern Conference. LaMelo has missed the last 8 games, so they don't have a point guard on the roster, as all 3 guys that they picked up in trades at the deadline, they have not yet been cleared to play yet. So Cody Martin started at point guard. Leaky Black got the start at small forward. Cody Martin had 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Brandon Miller chipped in 16 points on 6 of 18 shooting. Miles Bridges had 11 points on 2 of 16 shooting. So they just a really dismal offensive performance. Obviously, Mark Williams still without a timetable to return. So the Hornets not really fielding an NBA caliber team at the moment, especially if they don't have a point guard on the roster. So, nothing really to glean there for either team. So let's go to the Sacramento Kings, who beat the Denver Nuggets, defending champs, 135-106. Kings move up to 30-21 on the season. They move up to 6th in the Western Conference, a half game behind the Phoenix Suns. And Domantas Sabonis actually outplayed Nikola Jokic, the MVP, or the Finals MVP, I should say. 17 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, triple-double, 7 of 9 from the field. Really efficient game. De'Aaron Fox, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists to outduel Jamal Murray. Murray had a really dismal game. And Malik Monk chipped in 23 points off the bench to lead the Kings. And then the Nuggets, they dropped to 36 and 17, fourth in the Western Conference. Michael Porter Jr. and KCP were DNPs in this one, so really it was just Jokic who had 23, 8, and 7. And then Jamal Murray had a really subpar game, 12 points and 6 turnovers. Definitely not an all-star performance for him. So no other real notes though. What's his name? Justin Holiday and Peyton Watson got the start for the Denver Nuggets with those guys sidelined. And then finishing off with the LA Lakers, who beat the New Orleans Pelicans 129 to 122. Lakers 28 and 26 are in ninth place. 3-1 since Rui Hachimura entered the starting lineup, and D'Angelo Russell was really the main catalyst for the Lakers in this one. 30 points, 5 assists, 0 turnovers, hit 6 threes. More on him in a little bit, but Austin Reeves, 27 points, 10 of 15 from the field. LeBron James had 21 points and tied for a season high 14 assists. AD chipped in 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists as well. And Rui Hachimura himself also had 21 points. So collectively, the starting five for the Lakers had 119 points versus the Pelicans 122 points. So damn, those Pelicans need to play a little bit better defense. But touching on Russell before we get to them, since becoming the starter, or regaining the starting job, I should say, because he was a starter at the start of the year, in the last 14 games, they are 9-5 with him. They did lose a game that he DNP'd, but otherwise, over those 14 games, 24 points per game, 6.5 assists per game, only two turnovers per game, in doing that all in 37 minutes. Shooting 47 from the field, 47 from 3, 87 from the line. So it's pretty comparable to what Trae Young has done. So I boosted him up to an 84 overall, boosting his kind of similar situation with Trae Young, where he's over his early season slump, and his production's basically back in line with what he did last season. So I boosted his 3-point rating like 2 points, his shot IQ back up 5 points. So that was able to just boost him back up to an 84. And let's finish off with the New Orleans Pelicans. They dropped to 30-22, dropping to 7th in the Western Conference. So the Kings move ahead of them with this loss. Zion Williamson, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 12 of 19 from the field. Brandon Ingram, 22, 7 and 7. CJ McCollum, 19 points. So they had a really good offensive game, but they just could not stop the Lakers. I think the Lakers shot like 56% from the field, like really good efficiency from 3 as well. So Pelicans got to figure that out if they are going to hold on to their playoff seed. They do drop down to now being a play-in team. So yeah, not ideal for them, but thanks for watching. It's been a little bit since I had time to do one of these season recap videos. It was good to check in with all these teams, and be on the lookout for more content this week, as I have a little extra free time relative to, busy season is over for me. I went through hell in the month of December at work, working like 70 hours a week, but I have a little extra time now, not working 70 hours a week anymore. So keep an eye out for this roster content, and again, support the roster. Get access to my roster sheet, which is extremely detailed. It's something that I've been working on for like the last 3 or 4 years, always adding to it. You've got badges, tendencies, a lot of data that goes into there, and you get to a really good inside look at how I come up with my ratings. I've been doing this for 20 years, so if you want to become a better roster editor or just have a better insight on what I do, feel free to check it out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.